Okay, folks, we've got Detective Inspector Brad Ainsworth, Crime Manager from Wollongong Local Area Command, being joined by Cheryl's middle brother, Stephen Drimmer, which to address you all. You're up when you're right, though. Good?
Right, good. Good morning. Thank you, everybody, for attending here this morning. Police from the Wollongong Local Area Command and the Unsolved Homicide Unit have been conducting a review of the disappearance of young Cheryl Grimmer that occurred on the 12th of January 1970. At the time, Cheryl was 3 years old. The Wollongong Command's had the luxury over the last month or so to dedicate an investigative team to solely review the information and the evidence so far. As a result of this review, police are now making an appeal for the identity of a person of interest that we think may be able to firstly assist us with our inquiries and secondly be able to identify if he was here on the time. The male person, we're talking back in 1970, was approximately 5'10" or 180 centimetres tall. He had medium build, he had brown hair and blue eyes. He had a fair complexion. While we're looking for this person, a review, as I said, the review of the evidence so far resulted in a number of witnesses returning here to the Fairy Meadow Surf Club. That took place a couple of weeks ago. The actual walk around, or run around as we call it, was jogging the memories of these people. As I said, 46 years ago this event took place. The underlying issue and the main issue we're trying to point out here today is that this male person has been described and included in these witness versions. So as I said, that is why we're here today, and we're appealing for anybody with information about the identity of this person or any further information that can assist us with this inquiry.
I guess Brad did also be appealing to this person himself. I mean, he might have carried this on his conscience for 46 years.
Well, that is the thing. If, as our inquiries have shown, that he was about 17 or 18 at the time, so with our calculations, we'd say he'd be in his 60s or early 60s now. So that is a very long time to be holding something like that.
What was this man seen doing in these witness accounts?
He was just seen loitering here, and he was seen here in the morning and the afternoon.
And what have the witnesses described him doing? What was suspicious about his behaviour?
I think it was just more the fact that he was there. He stood out. He wasn't doing anything really overt that stood out. It was a hot day. There was many people here, but as I said, it's been strengthened our view because of the witnesses returning here to the scene, and they've mentioned this person a number of times.
So is this the first time though that this person's description has been described, or is it previous, like way back when it first happened?
We've got to understand, like back in 1970 in the original investigation, there was somewhere in the vicinity of 300 people that have been spoken with, okay, as a mixture of persons of interest, witnesses, and passers-by.
Did this person perhaps not capture too much attention at the time because of their age, being so young?
I would think so, and as I said, it was a very hot day, similar to today. A southerly bust had come up in the afternoon, which had all the people leaving the beach at once.
Do you think that this new information of this man corroborates earlier reports of sightings of Cheryl in the car with a man or someone helping a small child drink from a bubbler?
It may well do, but as I said, there was many children here at the time, and as you can appreciate too, in the circumstances too, there was many children being picked up by their parents and moved out of the area and moved into motor vehicles.
Mate, you're gaining a lot of confidence, aren't you, that this is really going forcefully in a certain direction. You probably appeal to whoever that person is pretty strong to come forward.
Oh, definitely. As I said, we've had the luxury to review and have detectives just solely look at this aspect, and it has gained a bit of momentum, and that's why we're here today, to appeal for anyone with any further information, or as has been spoken about, if this person is alive today and they view this recording and they see it or read it, well, it's a big burden to carry around for nearly 50 years.
This is a 47-year-old case. What prompted detectives to do this reenactment 2 weeks ago? You know, what sparked that sort of revisit of the case?
Okay, well, I went before the coroner in May of 2011. Okay, the coroner found that young Cheryl Grimmer deceased, but circumstances unknown. As a course, the matter goes to the unsolved homicide team. From there, it's been the investigation has been picked up by Wollongong under Strike Force Wessel. And as I've said before, we've had the luxury of being able to dedicate investigators to it. They've gone through hundreds and hundreds of statements, running sheets, and interviews. You've got to remember this all took place in 1970 under the old format, the old style of investigation recording. So all that's been reviewed, it's been transcribed and transposed onto our current investigation computers in our system. So that's how it's come about.
Brad, what do you think it'll mean? And we'll ask Stephen when he comes to the microphone. But what do you think it'll mean to the family to have this?
I can only imagine what they've been through for the last 50 years. From a policing point of view, if anything does come of this, it just goes to show that the police, not only here in Wollongong but in New South Wales, they just don't let things lie. Okay, and if we get an avenue investigation to re-investigate, well, we'll do that.
The fact that you're getting this description 47 years after Cheryl's disappearance, does that indicate that the investigation wasn't thorough at the time?
No, not at all. No, not at all. As I said, the investigation 46, 47 years ago, there was over 300 people spoken with. Was this person one of them at the time? I don't know. Okay, I've got no criticism at all about the previous investigation. We're here today. As I've highlighted, the review process is the big ticket for us and what we've got so far.
It was a different time back then too, Brad, wasn't it? You're talking about a time when people would go to sleep with their doors unlocked at night. This is not the sort of thing that would necessarily be on people's radars as proactive witnesses to kids hanging around toilets.
No, not really. Well, I mean, we're in 2017 nearly. This is back 50 years ago. Yeah, times have changed, and I suppose unfortunately they've got worse in certain aspects. Yeah.
Do you think this man was a local?
I don't know.
Are there any rewards still in place for information?
I believe there is an award, a reward, the original amount that was offered, yes.
We might bring Mr. Grimmer.
Yeah, we can bring up
Stephen, if you wouldn't mind.
Maybe
Microphones.
if the two other brothers want to come and just stand with him, if you can step right up, Steve, please.
Just before, just let him get him range as well.
Yeah.
So just stand
Yeah.
close and
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
try and kick out the motion.
Okay, I'd just like to introduce Mr. Stephen Grimmer, Cheryl's brother.
We're here today to help the police in finding what's happening out with our sister and that. My mum and dad have passed on now, not knowing, and we want to know too before we pass on. And we're hoping this person would come forward and that before he passes on, so it's just not lying aside. And that's what we're here for today, just to appeal for more information, to help the police in their reports, and see how we can go with that. Yeah.
Stephen, 46 years it's been, but I guess for the family, you've never really, none of you have got over it.
No, you never get over it. A lot of times the missing person reports in the paper was local Mercury all the time, every year. She was in there all the time, like the front page or in the middle with everyone else and that. So, and myself being local around here, my brother in the state, I ride past here all the time. I always look this way or in Pucky's estate, so it's always on my mind. My brother's minds too. Yeah.
On that day, do you remember this person that they're speaking of?
No. I was pretty young. Yeah. So.
What kind of hope does this description, the fact that there is something now that people can look out for, what kind of hope does that give you?
Oh, lots of hope. It gives us all hope that there is someone out there and they do know. And we're hoping they come forward. Like I said, before everyone passes on, my parents are never going to know, and we want to know. So, yeah.
I was going to say, how tough was it for your parents as they grew
Oh,
up?
really tough, yeah. I had to, Mum was lying on the bed dying in hospital, and I had to sort of let her know it's time to go, and I told her that we, excuse me. I told her just to go, it's time to go, and then she just looked at me, closed her eyes, and just went. And my brother walked out the room and never got to see her do that. So, yeah.
Stephen, quite often, you know, we can conflate memories of when we were younger, but an episode of trauma like this stays with you crystal clear. What's it like you being specifically here at this place even now?
Oh, it brings everything back, yeah. The change rooms, they've never changed. They're the same as they were back then. So they're still the same change rooms. So you look at that. And like I said, I ride past here, I walk past here and always look. So it's always on your mind.
I mean, describe your memories.
Oh, just a tiny little bubbly thing, yeah. So, well, we're all young then, so trying to remember back then's a bit hard. But little things do come back when you look at photos and start reading things in the paper and that, yeah.
Stephen, if the person responsible is watching this tonight or listening to it, what would you say to them right now?
Oh, just to get it off their mind, come forward, please. Let us know. You know, put a bit of closure on it. We really want to know. And like I said, Mum and Dad are never going to know. So, and my two brothers want to know too. And please get it off your mind and let us know.
After so many years, what did you think when police recontacted you?
Well, it's always been there with the coroner's report, like the finding of her being dead. But I did get told the case would never be closed. They're still looking for it later. And then when I got the phone call, great. Yeah, so I'd open everything back up and yeah, we appreciate that. Everything their guys are doing is great.
Do you mind if we ask Ricky? Yep. Ricky, would you mind stepping forward, please, mate?
This is a tough day for everybody here, but I guess we're here for a reason to put out that information. You were so young at the time and not at all responsible for what happened, but I know there was a lot of guilt that survivors, I guess, of these sorts of things. What have you carried around with you all these years?
Just heartache. Decisions I made on the day were wrong. Shouldn't have left.
You know, you were so young, though. None of this is your fault, but the fact that somebody has done this to your family.
What do you say? What do you do? It's affected me all my life. I just want it over with.
So you've never forgiven yourself?
Never ever. Never will. Everybody says it wasn't your fault. Come and stand where I'm standing. See what it feels like. Hopefully no one else to. Sick people. Just let us know where she is. Give us something that we can go and mourn. You make wrong decisions your whole life based on what somebody else done on your... Yeah, it's horrible. Just stop it. No. Won't. It's cost me my family and everything.
Thanks very much, guys. Brad, did you want to say anything else to finish on?
No, just thank you everybody for attending. As you can see, it's very, very emotional for the family. We thank them. And the plea for assistance is out there. Just reinforce the fact if anybody has any information, come forward, contact us. Or if anyone has got some really intimate knowledge of this, do the right thing. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.